Hello everybody, this is Magiclovr recording for the mtgnoob. Just throwing out a new commander deck to try. This one based around Rhys the Redeemed as a very quick, you can always play him on turn 1, way to both make tokens and to duplicate them. So this is meant to be a very fast beatdown style deck. Green-white the colors, obviously. And I'll go through a couple of the choices I made for the deck. Of note in the lands, Killjoy Outpost, a good token generator. Let's see, Treetop Village, a good manland beater, as well as Stirring Wildwood against flying creatures. V2 Gazi, a seldom used but good backup for generating some fodder. And Gavany Township, one of the good win conditions of just, continually adding +1/+1 counters, along with Oran Reef. Of course, this only works for green creatures, but usually that's what you're generating, green or green and white. So those are the lands. Everything else is a mixture of fetches, duels, cyclings, and a fair amount of basics. In terms of land accelerants, have the on-color signet, expedition map, explosive vegetation, crop rotation, cultivate, and of course the ubiquitous Soul Ring. For planeswalkers, Garrick, great with acceleration and putting creatures into play, also his overrun ability, not to be overlooked. And Elspeth, the same thing, great for getting some life, making some creatures, and if need be, coming out, ticking up, and then if they can't deal with it, wiping the board if they've got some sort of a lock on you. In terms of things that fetch and find other stuff, Harmonize, good value there. Green, draw 3. Sensei's Top, great with fetch lands and anything else that alters the library. Skull Clamp, there's a reason it's banned. So in library, Green Southern Zenith and Court of Calling for searching up that needed creature. In terms of things that make more tokens or generally help the board state, Parallel Lives, Zapperling Symbiosis, Parallel Evolution, Doubling Season, and Cathar's Crusade, the big 2/1s that kind of make the deck go nutty. And Coat of Arms. Let's see, Sprout Swarm, great for turning excess untapped creatures and mana into other creatures. Spawning Pit gives everything a second life, and not to be overlooked with Doubling Season is a very, very nasty combo. Martial Coup, partially removal, partially, putting creatures into play. White Sun Zenith and Entreat the Angels, and Decree of Justice in there. You almost never cast this since anything else is more efficient, but it is great to cycle against counter decks since no one really plays Stifle effects in Commander. In terms of general utility and protection, Mask of Avacyn and Lightning Greaves for protecting that important creature. Spider Silk Armor, since green-white is pretty soft to flyers, so it's pretty handy. Glare of Subdual, this will single-handedly win games, because you'll always have more creatures than they will, so you can just keep tapping them down. And then Leyline of Vitality, handy for the extra toughness bump, and also the life gain. And Leyline of the Meek, boosting your tokens pretty well. In terms of removal, Hour of Reckoning, Phyrexian Rebirth, Swords to Plowshares, Condemn. This is great to use on someone else's general, since they don't go back to the command zone. Oblivion Ring, general utility, Seed Spark, Contagion Engine, and Contagion Clasp. And then as far as the creatures go, nothing too crazy here, except I would say, of note, Mentor the Meek, very handy in terms of being able to generate a lot of card advantage. 1 mana equals 1 card. Let's see, Wolfbriar Elemental, this can usually be cast and kicked for a billion to generate a pretty unstoppable army. Then the 2 multicolored stalwarts, Sigil Captain and Juniper Order, both turning your 1/1 tokens into significantly bigger ones. Acidic Slime, general utility, Genesis, great for graveyard recursion. Big Mike, don't go greedy and cast him with, devouring everything, since he will eat every bit of removal they can find. I'll devour 1 or 2 creatures. and that's usually enough. Soulclash, great for sweeping the board against flyers. Vigor, if they can't deal with it, makes your army invincible, basically. Horn of Queen and Norn can be game over. And Ulvenwald Tracker, pretty good, green combination of removal and reach there. So, there you have it. It's a pretty fun deck. I'll throw some games up, and we'll see how she does.